Hello, Interloper here with another update about Rage of Bahamut. Not a lot has been happening lately. As you probably know, the Mansion event has just ended recently, and the results are still being tallied. And surprisingly, for some reason, there is no new event queued up. Usually, they show some kind of preview on the main page saying what event's going to be next. So, what the next event is going to be is up in the air, I guess, but I'm pretty sure it's going to be another Holy Wars, unless they have another thing up their sleeve. So, this is really what's been going on lately. Not a lot. There has been a new stamp campaign, although this might seem pretty familiar to you guys. It's the exact same stamp campaign as before. You got the rupees, the cure water, the holy powder, angel queen, archangel queen, and legend card packs. So nothing really new here. A little bit disappointing. Thought that they'd maybe have something new. Another thing that they have recently added is the 3-tier card packs, which personally I believe are pretty stupid. Because it's kind of a gimmicky sort of thing. You pay 100 rage medals, which is the equivalent of $1, for a chance for a high, normal, and up, which is basically your normal legend card pack. I don't understand why anyone would bother paying $1 for a high normal. But it does come with a holy powder, so if you normally do buy holy powder, it might be a deal. Personally, I would never even buy holy powder for $1. I think that this game rips you off horribly. But once you unlock the bottom tier for a certain realm, you can do medium, which is rare and up, 2 times chance of SR and SSR, which means 2% chance for SR, maybe 1% for SSR. And then top tier is HR and up with 3 times chance. So there's really not much of an increased chance of getting an SR and SSR, but the HR and up is kind of nice. The only problem is you have to spend $3 to unlock bottom and medium, and then another $3 for the top tier. So, still very overpriced, so I was pointing that out there. But it does come with 1 card, 1 holy powder, 1 Bazaar ticket, and it is by realm. But here's another little gimmick. If you buy the bottom tier for the man, only the bottom tier for the man moves on. Like, as in, it'll go to the medium tier, but it won't go to medium tier for either one of these. So, pretty much, if you're going to be doing this, choose the actual realm that you're going to use if you're looking for something specific, or whatever will make the most holy powder for you. And that brings us to another recent revelation. There's been an immense decrease in the price of things on the Bazaar. Now, when Bloody Mistress was first released, it was about 50 holy powder, or in the lower end, about 47. And it's gone down so incredibly much. Here you can see one for 25 holy powder. So it's nearly been cut in half. Now, this trend has been going on regarding all realms, all cards, all high rares, and it's rather ridiculous. A lot of people are seeing their investments go down the drain here, because things are worth less and less holy powder. So if you spent money on holy powder and bought something with it, you must be hurting now. I feel very sorry for you. Nightmare has gone down by a lot. I believe originally it was around 42 holy powder back a few months ago. And this is a maxed one, so you can buy this for 20 holy powder, which is absolutely ridiculous. And it doesn't stop there. I'm mostly showing demons because I'm most familiar with the prices of demons. At one point, Archdragon was a nice 25 holy powder, not anymore. And this isn't because new cards are coming out and replacing other ones as being the best. It's just all around. See here, Maxed Wraith used to go for about 38, now worth 14. And then Troelf, it's down here somewhere. And that's pretty scary. Used to go for about 42 maxed. So, as you can see, prices have plummeted like crazy. The economy is just falling. And honestly, I believe it's because there's no more free trade allowed. Here you go, Minotaur is 7, used to be about 25. So, there you go. That's pretty much what's going on right now. It's rather hectic, but suppressing free trade in this game was not exactly a good move for Psy games. Because I know a lot of people are quitting recently because it's just not worth it anymore. All the things that you've might have put tons of time into is just going all down the drain. It's pretty messy. Um, so now I do have some question and answers, and unfortunately, because of the instability of the economy, I can't really like answer most of these. As much as I hate to say it, somebody asks, I'm getting attacked over and over by the same person. Is there a way I can block them, or do I just have to store my rupees in the trading thing you told us about? Unfortunately, there's no way how to store your rupees or protect your rupees other than putting it in a trade, or you can pay for the storage, which is highly unrecommended. It's pretty much a waste of money. You can do it for free by just going to your friends list, finding somebody who's inactive, and just proposing a trade with them for all your rupees for some ridiculous card, and then quickly cancel that. Don't retrieve the money from the canceled trade, and it'll stay there for an infinite amount of time. So that's a way how to protect your rupees. That way when you're attacked, you don't lose any. But that's pretty much the only way to protect them as of now, unless you want to buy the storage. Honestly, I wouldn't bother. Um, Someone else asks, what is the most cost-effective way to increase skill level of an SR, evolved form from HR? Well, there are a lot of different ways how to do this, and one thing that I've been hearing a lot is to take a high normal or a rare and then skill that up. So let's say that you have a rare and you try to skill it up with high normals or whatever, and get that to a higher skill level. Then when you feed that improved skill level rare to your SR, it will add a lot more to your card in chances of getting a skill level up than if you just gave it a plain rare with level 1 skill level. So that's what a lot of people have been doing. You can go on the Bazaar and search for high normals, and sometimes what people do is they max enhance their high normals, and sometimes they just feed it high normals. They just want to get the, what is it called? Oh my goodness, I can't remember. The archive for that. So if you're lucky, you can find one that has a higher than normal skill level, and they'll be selling it for just the same amount. And it could also be enhanced, which is pretty nice if you need to enhance your card. But yeah, it would be cheaper to use rares for the last few levels if you evolve them into an HR. If you have some really bad rares like Slime Elena or something, those are really cheap. You can get them for 1 cure water if you're lucky. The only issue is, of course, if you buy them on the Bazaar, you're going to be wasting tickets. But generally what I've been doing for about the first 5 to 6 levels is using high normals evolved into rares. But I can see how a lot of people use other things. And then Devil Queen, I really would not use that unless you have an SR evolved into an SSR or above. Somebody else said that they are demons, and they're asking an off-the-wall question, but they need to make 5,500 holy powder. What's the best way to do that? And what do you think of my plan of 2 FF Dragoons and 2 FF Tias? Ouch. That's a lot of holy powder. Honestly, I'm not very sure how you can make that much holy powder unless you throw some money into the game. Because right now the economy is so bad, you can get tons of cards from events and whatnot, and it still won't be worth a lot. So that's kind of a tricky question. I'm not exactly sure how to answer that. Also, I'm not entirely sure how good of a build that is. I'm not very familiar with SRs evolved into SSR. So if I knew more, I would answer that. Unfortunately, I don't really know. And that question was from Ryan's 031. I forgot people have been leaving their names here. Um, then we have Brett with a triple T, B, asking, I used to buy legend card packs from Mobage. Actually, I found out that it's pronounced Mobage or something like that. It's a pretty weird pronunciation, but they are a Japanese company, so I understand that. Anyway, they say they have tons of rares in their inventory. I'm wondering if I should sell them. It feels like I'm hoarding them, but I also feel that they might be useful to me somehow. I would like to hear your advice. Thanks. Um, I would personally recommend selling them to somebody if you can, because unfortunately there really isn't much of a use for rares unless in the future they have another event like the fairy event where you feed the fairy cards. Even then, I wouldn't exactly feed rares to her, especially because from the last one at least, you were able to get a rare card just from pure questing. So, yeah, well, usually what I do is when I'm selling, let's say, 2 high rares on the Bazaar, and then I have one ticket left, I'll sell a rare from my inventory just to use up all of them for the day. So, you can also sell 5 at once, since you get 5 a day. You can sell 5 rares. But, honestly, I think that selling them is the right way to go because then you free up a lot of inventory space for something more useful if you're trying to get feeders by yourself. Honestly, there's no use as of now to keep a bunch of rares. Of course, prices are going down, so if you could find somebody to sell them to for about 1 holy powder each, you'll be getting a good deal. A lot of people are selling them for 1 cure water each, so that's about half the price of a holy powder. Might be good to kind of find a newbie and ask them if they want to buy them. And then Wex52 asks, rare trading on the Bazaar has really slowed down. I'd like to trade them for skilled high normals for enhancing with my fellow and order members. What do you think a good exchange rate is? I appreciate your videos. Thanks. And I just want to say I appreciate my viewers because honestly, I never really expected this to get so popular, but it's pretty fun making videos for you guys. As for your question, I'm a little bit unsure, to be honest, because skill high normal, they've been kind of iffy ever since the Bazaar went up in running. Back before the Bazaar, it was about 1 holy powder for 3 skilled high normals, if I'm remembering correctly, but then it kind of got more to 2 holy powders for 9. So it's a little iffy. But generally speaking, rares are usually worth 1 holy powder. Sorry, excuse me. So I'm kind of thinking that for 1 rare, you should be able to get anywhere from 4 to 5 if the current exchange rate has stayed the same since before the Bazaar. So you might want to propose that trade. Although, honestly, with this current economy, I don't know the exact answer. That's my current estimation. So about 1 rare for 4 to 5. An anonymous person says, I've tried offering maxed cards through the Bazaar for unenhanced card plus HP. Price I ask is low side of average of previous deals. Sometimes my cards sell, sometimes not. Often when I relist, I see that the going price is what I had asked for in the first place. Is there an optimal day time to list cards to get sales? Well, honestly, what's been going on lately is the economy's been getting so bad, so the fact that the price is going down, it's not very surprising. Unfortunately, the prices have been going down day by day, and as I showed previously, they've gone down drastically. I don't really think that it's an optimal day and time to list cards, but more that prices are going down by a lot. But generally speaking, I've found that Friday, Saturday, Sunday, things tend to sell pretty fast. It's usually during the middle of the week that things slow down a bit. So hopefully that will help a little bit. Then I have John asking, do you think that you can obtain a legend card even if you don't spend any money? Well, actually I do. But then again, with the Bazaar, can't be exactly sure, because I did most of my deck building before the Bazaar came into place. I do not have a legend card, but if I were to sell all of my cards, I could buy a legend card. But I'm not exactly willing to do that, of course. I kind of need my deck. But it is possible. I'm not exactly sure how possible it is now. But there's still many ways how to make holy powder and cure water. As you can see in my other video, there are a few tips and tricks that you can use, different methods. But I'm not exactly sure if the economy is as easy to manipulate as it was before. I mean, before you'd have people underpricing things like crazy, and then you could just quickly buy that out, sell it for higher. You can't really do that much now because of the Bazaar tickets, and of course the falling prices. And then last of all, Victor asks, okay, so my question is, what happened to all the card values? I was on the Bazaar, and the prices for cards have dropped a lot. I know, it's very ridiculous. Cards have fallen by more than half the price, and honestly, I think it's because the Bazaar is just a very convenient way how to find cards. Before, if anyone wanted to buy a card, they would have to be seeking, waiting on the top battle rankers page or going on a forum. It was a lot tougher to find what you wanted. You had a more limited choice of people to buy from. It was only the people who were offering it that would be available for purchase. But now it's very easy. You just search it up, so you have everybody competing to sell theirs. Prices go down, and then eventually they crash, especially with a game that's kind of experiencing a lesser flow of new players. There's been a lot of crazy things going on in Rage of Bahamut with all the events. A lot of people got very angry over the last event because it lasted for such a long period of time. So I don't really know what to say. I kind of feel that the Bazaar market is crashing, and I'm not really sure if it's going to recover. So I would personally recommend, if anyone has a huge stash of cards, sell now while the prices are still semi-reasonable, because it might just go lower. And if you do have holy powder, this might be the time to buy, because things are really cheap now. If you sold things for the prices that they were a month ago and sat on that holy powder for a while, you must be a very rich person. So that's pretty much what's been going on in Rage. Hopefully things will improve next time I make a video, and maybe we'll find out what the next event is. So until next time, see you all later.